He just did it. Hillary busted in largest scandal in U.S. history. Dan Backer just pieced together an epic takedown of Hillary Clinton that's based on FEC reports, memos by Clinton's campaign manager, and public statements from people like Donna Brazile and many others who chose to speak out openly. Could this information be the final stake in the heart of Hillary Clinton's alleged crimes? Let's analyze the information and see where it takes us. The information dates back to 2014 when Sean McCutcheon won favor from the Supreme Court. As reported by investors. In 2014, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of my client, Alabama engineer Sean McCutcheon, in his challenge to the Federal Election Commission's FEC outdated aggregate limits, which effectively limited how many candidates any one donor could support. Anti-speech liberals railed against McCutcheon's win, arguing it would create supersized joint fundraising committees, JFCs. In court, they claimed these JFCs would allow a single donor to cut a multi-million-dollar check, and the JFC would then route funds through dozens of participating state parties, who would then funnel it back to the final recipient. Democracy 21 President Fred Wertheimer claimed the Supreme Court's McCutcheon v. FEC ruling would lead to the system of legalized bribery recreated that existed prior to Watergate. The Supreme Court, in ruling for us, flatly stated such a scheme would still be illegal. Then comes the Hillary Victory Fund, HVF, which involves $500 million that was funneled in such a way that the Supreme Court had recently said was illegal. Cutting a big check, sending money to various places, then funneling it all back to the place it was initially determined to go after hopping the money over a million hurdles. Trump's team has rightfully filed an FEC complaint to investigate the matters with the $500 million. The Committee to Defend the President has filed an FEC complaint against Hillary Clinton's campaign, Democratic National Committee, DNC, Democratic state parties and Democratic megadonors.
As Fox News reported, we documented the Democratic establishment using state chapters as strawmen to circumvent campaign donation limits and laundering the money back to her campaign. The 101-page complaint focused on the Hillary Victory Fund, HVF, the $500 million joint fundraising committee between the Clinton campaign, DNC, and dozens of state parties which did exactly that the Supreme Court declared would still be illegal.
It's reported that HVF was taking, or asking for, significant six-figure donations from well-known entities such as clothing companies and celebrities like Seth MacFarlane. If they were given a donation, then the money was taken through different parties, and it seems like the cash eventually made it back to Clinton's hands. The smaller number we're working within this is about $84 million, and that could make it the most massive campaign scandal involving finance in American history.
Backer continues his report. Here's what we know. Campaign finance law is incredibly complex and infamous for its lack of clarity. As I've explained before, its complexity is a feature, not a bug. Major political players with the resources to hire the very few attorneys who practice campaign finance law benefit from the complexity that keeps others out. Perhaps HVF's architects thought so too, and assumed that if no one understands what's happening, no one would complain. Here's what you can do, legally. Per election, an individual donor can contribute $2,700 to any candidate, $10,000 to any state party committee, and, during the 2016 cycle, $33,400 to a national party's main account. These groups can all